Imagine the thing that hurts you most, a loss, a betrayal, a wound that still hums beneath the surface. Now imagine that same sting becoming your fuel, your compass, the fire that forges a stronger, wiser version of you. Today I'll show you how to do exactly that, how to take pain and alchemize it into power. Pain is universal. Everyone carries it in some shape or form. Yet few of us are taught how to move through it with purpose. Most of us either numb it, argue with it, or let it define us. Psychological alchemy is the practice of transforming inner suffering into meaning, growth, and action. It's not about pretending pain doesn't exist. It's about meeting it, learning from it, and converting it into strength. Over the next chapter-length journey, I'll guide you through a step-by-step psychological alchemy, recognizing pain, understanding its messages, reframing it, developing practical exercises, and integrating the lessons into a new life narrative. This is practical, evidence-informed, and rooted in human stories. If you're ready to stop letting pain control you and start using it as fuel, keep listening. Pain has a purpose. Physically, pain warns us, protects us. Psychologically, pain signals that something in our life requires attention, a boundary crossed, a need unmet, a loss ungrieved. Pain is information. When we treat it as an enemy, we miss the message. But when we learn to decode it, we unlock direction. There are different kinds of psychological pain. Acute pain, a sudden shock or crisis, the immediate aftermath of a breakup, loss, or betrayal. Chronic pain, ongoing low-level suffering, persistent anxiety, loneliness, or unprocessed trauma. Existential pain, questions about meaning, purpose, or identity that erode our sense of self. Recognizing which type you're experiencing matters, because each type requires a different alchemical approach. The first step toward transformation is compassionate curiosity. What is this pain trying to tell me? Real transformation begins in the mind. The alchemical mindset is a set of beliefs and habits that let you treat pain as a resource instead of a sentence. It combines acceptance, curiosity, agency, and patience. Key shifts to make. From "this defines me" to "this informs me." From "I must escape this" to "I must engage with this wisely." From "I'm broken" to "I'm becoming." Acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means acknowledging reality clearly enough to act. Curiosity lets you interrogate the pain, where it comes from, what pattern keeps it alive. Agency reminds you that, while you can't control everything, you can choose your response. Patience sustains you. Alchemy takes time. Practice this shift daily with short reframing exercises. Name the pain, ask what it needs, and choose one small, constructive action. Every painful experience contains information about needs, values, and blind spots. To decode it, use 3 core questions. 1. What happened? The factual story. 2. What did I feel? Label emotions precisely. Anger, shame, grief, humiliation. 3. What need or value of mine was threatened? Connection, safety, autonomy, respect, meaning. Example: if you feel humiliated after being dismissed at work. 1. What happened? You were interrupted and your idea was minimized. 2. What you felt: shame, anger, and smallness. 3. What was threatened: dignity, competence, belonging. When you answer these, the path to repair becomes clearer. Set boundaries, rebuild competence, find allies. This method prevents 2 common traps. Rumination, replaying the event endlessly without learning. Suppression, burying the feeling until it erupts. Decoding gives you a clear next action rooted in your actual needs. Reframing is the heart of psychological alchemy. It's not about making pain rosy. It's about extracting usable meaning. Humans are meaning-making machines. Pain loses some of its power when we place it within a narrative that contains growth, purpose, or wisdom. 3 reframing techniques. 1. The lesson frame. Ask, what can I realistically learn from this? Not every pain has a lesson, but many do, about boundaries, values, vulnerability, or skills. 2. The direction frame. Ask, how does this point me toward a next step? Pain often reveals a life correction, a career change, a relationship boundary, a need to grieve. 3. The compassion frame. Ask, how can I treat myself kindly through this? Reframing includes self-acceptance, replacing self-judgment with self-coaching. Use journaling prompts to apply these frames. What is one concrete skill I can develop because of this pain? If this pain is a compass, where is it pointing me? What would I say to a friend who felt this way? Reframing is not instantaneous. It's a practice of patience, revisiting, and testing interpretations against reality. Alchemy in the old days used symbolic rituals. Psychological rituals can be powerful too. Rituals help the brain mark transitions and encode meaning. Simple, practical rituals. The naming ritual, aloud or on paper, name the pain. Give it language. Example. This is grief for the relationship that ended. Naming reduces chaos. The release ritual. Write a short letter expressing what you felt and why. Then burn, shred, or safely tear it up. This is symbolic and aids psychological closure. The anchor ritual. Design a small, repeatable action that signals commitment to growth. A morning statement, a 3-breath reset, or a wristband you touch when you feel triggered. Rituals are shortcuts to the nervous system. They tell your body, transition is happening. You are moving from one state to another. Here are practical science-backed techniques that help convert pain into power. 1. Mindful awareness. Purpose. Reduce reactivity. Increase clarity. Practice. 5 to 10 minutes daily of breath-focused mindfulness. When an emotion arises, label it anger, sadness. Observe sensations without doing anything to them. Effect. Decreases emotional flooding and increases prefrontal control. 2. Cognitive reappraisal. Purpose. Change the meaning you assign to events. Practice. Identify automatic negative thoughts. Challenge their accuracy. Produce alternative interpretations grounded in evidence. For example, change I'm worthless to I had a setback. It doesn't define my worth. Effect. Strong evidence for reducing depressive and anxious symptoms. 3. Behavioral activation. Purpose. Break cycles of avoidance and learn helplessness. Practice. Schedule small, doable activities aligned with your values. Walking, connecting, creative work. Use a simple 2 to 3 item daily checklist. Effect. Combats inertia and restores positive feedback loops. 4. Exposure for avoidance-based pain. Purpose. Reduce fear and avoidance through gradual engagement. Practice. Create a fear ladder and take small, repeated steps toward avoided situations. Effect. Reduces anxiety and broadens functioning. 5. Self-compassion. Purpose. Shift from self-criticism to self-kindness. Practice. Talk to yourself like a wise friend. Use phrases like, this is hard right now, plus, may I be kind to myself. Effect. Improves resilience and decreases shame. 6. Meaning-making exercises. Purpose. Integrate pain into a coherent narrative. Practice. Narrative writing where you retell a painful event but insert a future-focused meaning and lessons learned. Effect. Increases sense of coherence and reduces intrusive rumination. 7. Purpose-driven action. Purpose. Convert energy into constructive projects. Practice. Identify one long-term project or mission that channels what you learned, volunteering, art, advocacy. Effect. Gives pain direction and social utility. Use a combination of these tools. The most powerful change happens when cognitive work, reframing, pairs with behavioral changes, action. Let's walk through specific, repeatable exercises you can use daily. Exercise 1, the 3-minute audit. Step 1, pause, breathe for 30 seconds. Step 2, name the dominant emotion. Step 3, ask, what does this emotion need right now? E.g., rest, boundaries, conversation. Step 4, commit to one small next action within the hour. Exercise 2, the meaning ladder, 20 to 30 minutes. Write down the painful event. List immediate feelings. Write 3 factual lessons you can extract. For each lesson, write one concrete behavior you can practice this week. Exercise 3, the safety map. Identify places, people, or practices that make you feel safe. Create a list and schedule one safety practice per day for a week. Exercise 4, the strength rehearsal. Recall a past hardship you overcame. Describe the qualities you used: resilience, resourcefulness. Keep this as a daily affirmation. I have handled hard things before. I can use those skills now. These exercises create small, reliable shifts. Repeat the 3-minute audit multiple times daily when you feel triggered. Humans resonate with stories. Here are archetypal examples, composite characters to respect anonymity. To illustrate the pathway, Story A, Maya, from betrayal to boundary-based power. Maya was abandoned in a partnership. She oscillated between pleading and avoiding. By decoding her pain, she saw that her primary loss was trust and a violation of boundaries. She practiced naming her limits, rehearsed assertive language, and slowly reclaimed her social orbit. Months later, Maya reported more clarity, improved relationships, and a job that respected her time. Pain had become the edge of a healthier life. Story B, Daniel, from professional failure to creative mission. After public failure, Daniel spiraled into shame. Through cognitive reappraisal and behavioral activation, he reframed the failure as data, what didn't work, and built a new portfolio rooted in what he loved. He turned his story into teaching content and built a supportive community. His pain became authority. Story C, Lena, chronic grief to purpose-driven advocacy. Lena lost a sibling and initially felt immobilized. The grief taught her about fragility and the unsaid. She channeled the depth of feeling into founding a support group. The group created meaning around her suffering and provided connection to others in pain. Her loss was not erased, but transformed into service. Each story shows a pattern: honest witnessing, meaning-making, small action, community engagement. Pain often isolates us. Social connection is alchemical. It validates experience, models resilience, and creates reciprocity. But how to connect well? Choose safe listeners, people who can hold emotion without judgment. Use vulnerability strategically. Share one concrete feeling and one request. I felt hurt, and I need a listening ear for 10 minutes. Find communities aligned with your values. Peer support groups, writing circles, therapy groups. Empathy fuels healing. When you share pain and receive empathy, you physiologically downregulate stress. Consider professional help when pain is overwhelming or persistent. Therapy accelerates transformation. Integration is the final stage of alchemy, the moment the raw material becomes something new. Integration requires repetition and representation. Integration practices. The narrative album, once a month, write a summary of how you've grown. Include measurable changes and lessons. The anniversary ritual. On a painful day anniversary, perform a ritual that honors the past but celebrates present strength. Light a candle, meditate, share a note. The public test. Teach or share what you learned publicly. A short video, blog post. Teaching cements learning and rewires identity. These practices help your nervous system and self-concept accept a new story. I am someone who learns and rises. Turning pain into power is not a one-time event. It's an ongoing skill. Building resilience increases your baseline capacity to handle future pain. Core habits of resilient people. Daily micro-practices. 5 to 10 minutes of mindfulness, journaling, or movement. Controllable routines. Sleep, nutrition, consistent exercise. Curiosity muscles. Daily learning or creative practice to expand competence. Community scaffolding. At least 2 to 3 dependable relationships that provide honest feedback and support. Purpose clarity. A sense of mission or contribution that outlasts momentary pain. Create a simple 30-day plan. Week 1. Establish morning and evening anchors, 5 minutes each. Week 2. Add 1 social reconnection. Week 3. Begin a weekly meaning exercise, the narrative album. Week 4. Publicly declare 1 small purpose-driven action. Measure progress by function. Are you doing things that align with your values? That is the best signal of transformed pain. Sometimes pain hangs on stubbornly. Old wounds, complex trauma, or chronic shame can resist simple techniques. If you feel stuck, consider layered approaches. Slow down. Sometimes the work is to sit with pain long enough to exhaust its power. Professional scaffolding. Trauma-informed therapy, EMDR, or somatic therapy can access stuck patterns. Group therapy or long-term coaching. Sustained relational work helps repair attachment injuries. Reevaluate expectations. Transformation is rarely linear. Expect setbacks and use them as data. If the pain involves suicidal ideation, self-harm, or severe functional decline, seek immediate professional help. For those who want deeper work, explore these advanced practices. 1. Somatic resourcing. Purpose. Release trauma held in the body. Practice. Body-focused therapies like TRE, somatic experiencing, or simple grounding movements that shift autonomic state. 2. Shadow integration. Purpose. Acknowledge and integrate the sown parts of yourself, jealousy, rage. Practice. Dialogue exercises where you write an internal letter from the perspective of the disowned part and respond as your adult self. 3. Values activation. Purpose. Align behavior with core values for sustained meaning. Practice. Identify top 5 values and craft weekly actions that reflect them. 4. Creative transmutation. Purpose. Express pain through art, music, or writing. Practice. Set a 30-minute creative time to translate emotion into form without judgment. These techniques are potent but require care. Consider guidance from trained practitioners. Turning pain into power is a skill with hazards. Beware these traps. Toxic positivity. Insisting everything's fine invalidates emotion. Allow space for sorrow and anger. Premature meaning-making. Forcing a silver lining too soon can minimize the experience. Over-romanticizing suffering. Pain doesn't have to be noble. Don't fetishize suffering as necessary for growth. Isolation. Trying to self-rescue without support slows healing. Perfectionism. Expecting linear progress creates shame around setbacks. To avoid these, hold a balanced stance. Honest about difficulty, deliberate in action, compassionate with timing. Make psychological alchemy practical and habitual with a daily blueprint. Morning, 5 to 15 minutes. Anchor breath, 2 to 3 minutes. One intention statement rooted in values. Today I choose curiosity over reactivity. One micro-action promise. Call one supportive person. Write for 10 minutes. Midday, 2 to 5 minutes. Pause and do a 3-minute audit if triggered. Do one value-aligned action. Evening, 10 to 20 minutes. Narrative review. What went well, what invited learning. Gratitude focusing. Name small wins and strengths. Micro-ritual release. A short breath or journal entry for unresolved feelings. Consistency matters. The nervous system learns through repetition. Over months, this blueprint shifts baseline reactivity into a resourceful stance. How will you know alchemy is working? Use functional markers. Emotional range expands. You can feel sadness without collapsing or anger without acting destructively. Increased agency. You make deliberate choices aligned with values. Fewer rumination cycles. Intrusive replay decreases in intensity and duration. Behavioral changes. You engage more with life, relationships, work, creativity. Social signals. Others notice you as more grounded or reliable. Keep a simple log. Once a week, rate your functioning on a 1 to 10 scale across mood, sleep, relationships, and purpose. Look for trending improvements over months, not days. One of the most potent moves in alchemy is reauthoring identity. Pain often creates a story. I am the rejected one. I am the failure. Reauthoring replaces that with a story rooted in resilience. Steps. 1. Identify the old story in one sentence. 2. Draft a new story that includes the pain as a chapter, not the headline. Example. Old. I'm unlovable. New. I have been hurt, learned to set boundaries, and I am learning to build healthy connections. 3. Live the sentences. Pick micro-behaviors that evidence the new story. 4. Reinforce via public or private declarations. Write it, say it, record it. Identity changes when behaviors and narratives align repeatedly. That alignment is psychological alchemy in action. Many transformed people redirect pain outward into service. When your suffering becomes a tool to help others, it expands into purpose. Steps to transform pain into service. Translate insight into offering. Create a workshop, write an article, volunteer. Start small. One conversation a week where you share how you coped and what helped. Maintain boundaries. Using pain to help others can risk re-traumatization unless you protect yourself. Measure impact. Notice whether service energizes and grounds you, not drains you. Service creates a feedback loop. Pain fuels purpose. Purpose fuels resilience. Some pain requires professional scaffolding. Signs to seek help. Persistent functional impairment, work, relationships, sleep. Intense intrusive memories or flashbacks. Avoidance that severely limits life. Self-harm or suicidal thoughts. Substance use to cope. Therapists, counselors, and psychiatrists can provide modalities that accelerate healing. Seeking help is a courageous, alchemical act. Choosing a guide to turn base materials into gold. Concrete plan to apply what you've learned. Month 1, grounding and clarity. Daily, 5 to 10 minutes mindfulness, 3-minute audit when triggered. Weekly, 1 meaning ladder exercise. Social, 1 vulnerability conversation. Month 2, reframing and action. Daily, narrative review and strength rehearsal. Weekly, behavioral activation, 1 new activity. Monthly, a small ritual for release. Month 3, integration and purpose. Daily, values affirmation and micro-ritual. Weekly, creative expression or service act. Monthly, narrative album and public testimony, a short post or video. Track your progress weekly. Adjust based on what helps most. The goal is upward momentum, not perfection. Keep these pocket practices handy. 3 deep breaths to reset. Pocket question: what does this feeling want me to do that is constructive? 2-minute strengths recall. Name 3 past wins. Boundary mantra: I can care plus I can protect myself. These small practices are like tools in a craftsman's kit. Use them often. Turning pain into power is possible and practical. It doesn't require mystical luck or raw heroism. It requires consistent curiosity, small actions, and compassionate patience. When you treat pain as information, you stop being a passive sufferer and become an active creator. You reclaim agency. You build a life where suffering is not wasted, where it becomes a foundation for empathy, skill, and purpose. If you commit to learning this language of pain, you will find meaning you didn't expect, strength you didn't think you had, and a deeper connection to yourself and others. If this resonated, start with 1 small step right now. 1. Pause and name 1 pain you're carrying. 2. Ask the 3 decoding questions. What happened? What did I feel? What need was threatened? 3. Commit to 1 small action this week that responds to that need. If you found value in this video, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Your small action could be the spark for someone else's alchemy. If you're struggling with thoughts of harming yourself or others, please seek immediate help from a mental health professional or local emergency services. If you're unsure where to start, consider reaching out to a crisis hotline in your country. This is the first step of a lifelong craft. Be patient. Be curious. Be brave. Pain is heavy, but used well, it becomes a source of a deeper power. Thank you for being here. Transform well.